Have you ever crossed paths with someone who feels strangely untouched by the frantic pace of modern life? Someone whose presence seems to quiet the room rather than compete with its noise. They speak slowly, but with intention. They observe the world with a clarity that feels almost old-fashioned. And when you talk to them, there's a gentleness in the way they listen, as if your words aren't fighting against 1,000.
People like this often share one simple, almost invisible habit. They spend very little time on social media. They haven't disappeared from life. If anything, they seem more alive than most. Their detachment from the digital world isn't rooted in arrogance or stubbornness. It's a deliberate choice to protect their mind from a constant stream of noise that most of us don't even realize we're drowning in.
Their clarity isn't an accident. It's the quiet result of a different relationship with attention, validation, and self-worth, one that many of us are slowly forgetting how to build. When most of us reach for our phones, it's rarely just for information. We're often reaching for a hit of reassurance, a tiny burst of dopamine that tells us we matter, that someone noticed us, that we're still part of the emotional ecosystem the online world has created. In this structure, approval becomes a currency, and attention becomes something we chase, sometimes without realizing how tired the chase makes us. But the people who step back from social media don't live inside that loop. Their self-esteem isn't determined by whether a post performs well or whether someone reacts the way they hope. They've learned something powerful. Confidence that depends on the outside world is fragile, so they build their worth from within. They learn to trust the quiet voice inside them more than the loud noise outside. And because of that, their sense of self becomes sturdier, calmer, harder to shake.
It's not that they never feel insecure. Everyone does. But their insecurity isn't amplified by constant comparison or the pressure to keep up with a digital version of life that no one is truly living. They are allowed to grow without performing. They are allowed to evolve without broadcasting every step. And that freedom makes them move through the world with a kind of lightness that feels rare.
Something else happens when they distance themselves from the endless scroll. Their attention heals. Social media conditions our brains to expect quick stimuli, sudden bursts of entertainment, instant emotional gratification. Every scroll becomes a tiny pull on the mind, training it to crave novelty rather than depth. Over time, this fractures our ability to focus, to stay present, to sit with our thoughts long enough to understand them.
But those who step back from this rhythm relearn the beauty of sustained attention. Their thoughts don't feel scattered. Their emotions don't feel rushed. They can sit with silence without feeling the urge to escape into a screen, finding a deeper sense of presence and connection to the moment. And because of that, their inner world becomes more spacious, more ordered, more peaceful. They don't fight their mind, they inhabit it, living with intention and a quiet, profound clarity that enriches every experience.
This clarity spills into their relationships. While many people communicate through filters and polished fragments of themselves, these individuals seek connection in its raw, unedited form. Their conversations feel heavier in the best way, rooted, honest, grounded in presence. They look up, they listen, they ask questions that come from genuine interest, not from a desire to fill noise. And when you talk to them, you feel seen in a way that no comment section could ever replicate.
There is something deeply human about the way they interact. They value the sound of a real voice, the warmth of someone's eyes, the pauses in a conversation that happen when two people are actually thinking rather than performing. They don't chase interactions to appear social. They seek connection to feel human, preferring the authenticity of a shared moment over the shallow performance of constant visibility. This intentionality is rare. And because they avoid constant exposure to idealized images of success, beauty, or achievement, they sidestep a psychological trap that silently affects millions: comparison.
Without a curated highlight reel flooding their mind each day, they are free from the invisible pressure to measure their life against someone else's best moments. They don't wake up wondering if they're falling behind. They don't shape their dreams based on trends. Their self-image is sculpted by their own experiences, not by the illusions crafted by digital strangers.
This doesn't mean they're immune to doubt or fear, but their doubts belong to them. Their fears belong to them. And because they aren't magnified by constant comparison, they are easier to face and easier to understand. Something else grows in the absence of digital noise: independent thought. When your mind is not continuously bombarded by viral outrage, trending opinions, or emotional manipulation through perfectly engineered content, something remarkable happens. You begin to hear yourself again. You begin to notice your own beliefs, your own questions, your own rhythms of thought.
You start thinking slowly, then deeply. You become less reactive, more reflective. You stop following opinions because they are popular and start following the ones that feel true. And in a world that rewards conformity, this kind of inner independence becomes a quiet form of rebellion. These people don't step away from social media because they want to be different. They step away because they want to be themselves.
And maybe that's why they seem calmer, clearer, stronger. Their identity doesn't need to be validated by strangers or shaped by algorithms. Their emotions are not constantly pulled in 100 directions. Their identity isn't diluted by trends. Instead, they carry themselves with the confidence of someone who knows who they are becoming and is unafraid of becoming it slowly.
Stepping away from social media doesn't make someone disconnected. It often makes them more connected, just in deeper, more meaningful ways. They become more attuned to their inner world, more aware of their emotional landscape, more appreciative of the simplicity that modern life often overlooks. And here's the quiet truth many people discover. When you stop living for the audience, you return to living for yourself.
And maybe that's why you're listening to this right now. Maybe a part of you is tired of the noise, tired of the pressure, tired of feeling like you're living inside a never-ending performance where everyone is watching and no one is truly present. Maybe a part of you wants to breathe again, to think again, to feel without comparing, to be without performing.
If even a single part of this resonates with you, it's not an accident. It might be a sign that you're craving the same quiet strength, the same inner clarity, the same return to yourself. Sometimes the most powerful transformation doesn't come from adding more to your life, more information, more interaction, more stimulation. Sometimes it comes from subtracting the noise and listening to what remains.
Sometimes the first step toward peace is choosing silence. Sometimes the first step toward identity is unplugging from imitation. Sometimes the first step toward truth is simply stepping back. And maybe this is your moment to begin.